Right to work, it's now law in Michigan. Starting today, any new union contracts done knowing workers can no longer be forced to pay dues. But as today's protests in Lansing show, the bill may be done, but the argument's not. 24-Hour News 8's political reporter Rick Albin's live in downtown Grand Rapids with more on why this issue will be sticking around for some time. Rick?
Well, it's all about elections, Brian, and you can bet that right to work is going to be a pivotal subject in the governor's race coming up in 2014, other races too. But there is one sponsor of the legislation who has a different take. He thinks that this creates an opportunity for unions.
Justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
The protests in Lansing were loud, long, and in the end, a lost cause. Right to work passed despite big crowds. Now it's law, and many predict dire consequences for unions. But at least one of the sponsors of the legislation says he sees it differently.
I would say it would strengthen unions, because now they're going to have to market to their members to say, there's value in joining our organization. You have union dues that you're going to be paying to be part of this organization, and if there's value there, you're going to want to do that. So I think the unions are going to have a great chance to market themselves and improve themselves for their customers.
That is a view most assuredly not shared by the people who will challenge Mich and his fellow Republicans in next year's elections. Newly elected Michigan Democratic Party Chairman Lon Johnson lists right to work #1 in his criticism of Republican leadership.
On our side, winning isn't just an opportunity, it's an obligation. You know, and when we lose, bad things happen. When we lose, we get right to work. When we lose, we get cuts to education. When we lose, we get emergency managers.
The one candidate likely to hear more about right to work than any other is Governor Rick Snyder. He first said the issue was not on his agenda, but says developments such as a failed ballot proposal to put collective bargaining in the Constitution changed his view. He says he understands that some don't like the idea, but thinks it helps the state long term.
Sometimes change is difficult for people, and I appreciate that. But we need to keep moving forward, and we're showing progress, and I think you're going to see a continuation of that progress. Right to work, of course, will not be the only issue in next year's election, but already you see tonight some folks who gathered here in Rosa Parks Circle to talk about why they don't like it, mostly union members saying that they will work hard to try to elect candidates in 2 years that maybe could overturn right to work. But for the next couple of years, it seems likely to remain the law of the state of Michigan, and we'll see what impact that has on unions. Live in downtown Grand Rapids, I'm Rick Albin, 24-Hour News 8.